Hello, my name is Akash and my teammates are Asif and Ayush. We are basically going to talk about one of the contemporary issues affecting the hotel industry, which is the shortage of skilled labor. Talking about the shortage of skilled labor, it can be said that as some things which is a genuine lack of individuals that are appropriately skilled to survive in a particular professional environment. In the current available labor market, a skill shortage symbolizes any type of skill which is required by the hotel industry. And those set of characteristics and skills that are needed by the hotel staff and the management to be recruited and considered in like a beneficial manner. These skillful and working individuals that are involved with those tasks of having better future of the hospitality industry are basically the ones who take it to the next level of success in shorter amount of time. They are the ones who are responsible for the circumstances and the conditions which would facilitate the demands and arrangements of thoughts within the hotel industry. Having these such kinds of labor and skillful arrangements is complete and consistent, as well as it will be an essential contribution to the environment which would be serving the people and the guests, and would really not be successful enough if the tasks are not carried out in a proper and exact manner how they are supposed to be.
So basically, there's a problem hotel industry is facing, that is shortage of skilled labor. So I wanted to ask, why is that problem still remaining in hotel industry right now?
Yeah, so the from very long time back. I mean, in fact, for quite some time, this hotel industry is like a very industry where it demands a lot of your patience and things like that, which is very personal skills are required. So and because of we can compare this industry to something like a military, a lot of discipline, you can say, not patience. So for people to come to that level, maintaining discipline and working in a thing, it takes a lot of passion to work in this industry. So people without passion can't survive, and I think people with lesser passion drop out of this industry. And so you see, though the industry is quite good and very promising, you don't find people continuing in this industry as a career. They think this as a stopgap job taking industry or whatever. So they don't continue to work as a career, unlike other careers. So that's why I think there is shortage of labor in specific skills.
So
Yeah.
I would like to thank Mr. Luther for letting us interview him and providing us with detailed information regarding the shortage of skilled labor. And he also talked about various causes that affect shortage of skilled labor in the hotel industry. So what we can summarize from that is, due to the hostile nature of hotel industry and the operational characteristics of hotels, people or individuals are getting forced into the other career options, or they are pursuing other career options which are really flexible in terms of studies, in terms of timings with the employers, that is 9 to 5 p.m. shifts or 12 to 8 p.m. shifts, that they are very much feasible and flexible in nature, and as well as they can get weekends offs also. So while as compared to hotel industry, they can be called at any time, any day, and obviously they can be called on weekends also. So that's the nature of hotel industry. So people are also aware of this working nature of hotel industry. So furthermore, what we can say that there are certain factors that influence this shortage of skilled labor are lack of recognition of the employees, lack of appraisal of the employees in the job training, and also the employees are are actually they can't identify the skill and the passion of the employee, so they don't really appreciate their efforts. So what we can say that this causes the employee to pursue another career options, which are really flexible in nature, and so what we can say that these are the certain factors that affect shortage of skilled labor in hotel industry. So from my point of view, globalization is a big factor in terms of shortage of labor, or it has a positive effect, because there might be many employees coming to another different countries, and that's the main advantage of globalization. So has globalization impacting in a negative way?
globalization should not impact in a negative way. In fact, when you say people from all one country should be able to move to another country, or people with one set of skills should be able to transfer those skills in another country very easily now. So I don't think globalization should have a positive impact rather than a negative impact. Whereas if you find a specific skill set is like, say for instance, in IT skills for the IT industry, if USA has got a lot of demand for IT personnel, people from India can go there with those skills and be employed there very usefully. Similarly, hotel industry can use the same thing over places, different parts of the world, but it should have a positive impact only, not a negative impact. I guess.
But it increases the brain drain as well. The people are moving from one country to another completely.
Yeah, brain drain will be there in a lesser populated country. If a thickly populated country like India and China have quite a lot of brain power there, what you call the numbers there. So it's not going to affect a brain drain in that sense. Not for this type of lowly skill. If you're talking about rocket science or things like that, or scientific things, there may be very few neuroscientists who might go away to some other place. So that's a brain drain. But for the industry like this, skills are transferable, so it should be I think it's a positive trend should be there. Negative trends, I don't see any chance for any negativity there. Yeah.
So this
In what ways globalization has impacted the hotel industry?
In New Zealand, historically, we did not have international hotels. Hotels were owned by local New Zealand families, in particular in the South Island by a group of Lebanese families who were responsible for the big hotels in Christchurch and Dunedin. With globalisation, we have seen the introduction of international hotels right through the country, and this has changed both the hotel industry and the clientele who come here, and the international hotels coming here have grown with the increase in tourism in New Zealand. So we now have 3 million tourists a year arriving in New Zealand, and we actually have a shortage of hotels. We need more hotels built right throughout the country.
Has globalization solved the issue of shortage in skilled labor for hotel industry?
Not really, because New Zealand as a country does not pay high wages for skilled workers compared to other countries. So many of our skilled workers, particularly in food and beverage, particularly chefs, have departed New Zealand and gone overseas because they can earn more money there.
Apart from having a positive impact are there any negative impact on hotel industry?
Well, that one, that with the global hotel chains, we have seen a lot of staff go offshore. I don't know if you're aware of this, but learning to be a chef in New Zealand, you have to either do an apprenticeship, or you can attend a course at AUT University, or you can attend a course at a polytech, or if you want complete comprehensive London City and Guilds training, the only place you can get that in New Zealand is in the armed forces. Now, all of those places produce chefs who become sous chefs in hotels, but then of course they go overseas because they can get better money.
Globalization has helped in many ways, but why the shortage of labor problems still remain in hotel industry only?
Because our wages are not competitive, and also the career advancement in New Zealand. We're a small country compared to, say, Australia, where you've got New Zealand has 4.5 million, Australia has 25 million, so the opportunities are much greater there, and people go there for greater opportunities. New Zealanders move to Australia in droves, yes.
But coming to the part of the question, around whole globe, there is still a question remains, the shortage of labor.
A worldwide shortage of labour, and
Yeah.
yes, because the industry, in the hotel industry, it's not that attractive. If you think of the celebrity chefs in the world who you see on television, none of them are working in hotels. Some of them may have started in hotels, but it's much more lucrative to start your own restaurant or even your own restaurant chain. And for that reason, the hotel industry is not really competitive at getting top talent. And it'll always, I mean, if you look at the celebrity chefs that appear on MasterChef or the English celebrity chefs, they all run restaurant chains, they don't run hotels.
Thank you so much to Mr. Alistair for letting us interview him regarding how globalization has impacted shortage of skilled labor in hotel industry. First of all, let me explain what is globalization. It is basically a process in which people, ideas and goods are spreading throughout the world, also spreading more interaction and integration between the world's culture and economy. In earlier times of hotel industry, there were hotels which were only owned by local people. However, due to globalization, we have seen that more and more international chain of hotels are developing new hotels throughout different nations. Due to this, there is more demand for the skilled labor, which is causing shortage of skilled labor in hotel industry. As the market has been more competitive. Furthermore, due to globalization, there are more tourists traveling from one nation to another, by which there are language barrier between the hotel staff and guests that leads to hotel looking for a skilled workers who can communicate in different language, which are basically not easy to find. Moreover, due to globalization, there are more people migrating from one country to another country for work. By this, people can easily transfer the set of skills they have in another country. However, due to the immigration laws are getting stricter in some countries, people are not able to get permanent residency, by which it forces them to leave after some time, so that the people are so that the employer are not able to keep those workers for a longer period of time is basically one of the reason for the staff turnover.
Due to shortage of skilled labor, hotels are forced to choose employees that are less skilled as compared to highly skilled workers. Because of this, employees have to spend more money and time in training and grooming them. Moreover, the skilled workers would take up more time in performing tasks and also make mistakes in providing services to guests, which would then result in low quality service standards in the mind of guests. This would degrade the reputation of the organization, which would then finally result in less revenue and also affect the business of organization.
So this term shortage in skilled labor is still there in the industry.
Yeah.
So what are the innovative ideas you can suggest, or any innovative ideas that hotel can implement to actually eradicate this problem?
I think, like any other industry, I think hotel industry, I think should be more rewarding to its employees. Motivational aspects should be put into the employment sort of a thing, and the master-servant relationship should be removed. People treated, respected, and things like that. And not only employees but also families of employees should be taken care of. Because they are at their beck and call. In fact, 24/7 is like that. You have to leave your family aside and come to work during odd times and odd days of the week. So it's an overall money should be paying equally well for the type of nature of job which you do. I think it's a combination of factor, mainly from the management side and from the policies of how they treat the employees and reward them and motivate them. I think should make it a comfortable environment to work in, and maybe reduce turnover of staff. Yeah, so that is important in dealing with that, because globalization, like you say, now many hotels are coming up. In different parts of the same place, you have 3-5 hotels of the same quality coming up. So people tend to move. So how do you retain your employees? There should be a focus on managements to make it work. Otherwise, you are going to be losing staff and training more staff at every point in time. Is that okay? Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
So, as explained by Akash, we got to know how this issue, that is shortage of skilled labor, has impacted the hotel industry. In order to eradicate or decrease the impact of this issue, there are certain solutions that hotel industry or the management can implement. As we all know that hotel industry conditions reduce the number of applicants and eventually increase the demand for labor through high turnovers. So what hospitality industry can do is they can increase its pay to attract the employees, but it must change its image as an employer to actually retain these workers. So there are certain solutions for small hotels as well as big hotels. For example, for small hotels with less reputed and less luxurious facilities and locations, they must increase the wages and make the part-timers as full-timers and initiate career development programs from hourly positions. For example, convert the casual workers or the part-timers into full-timers, and also they can increase the productivity of the employees, and they can offer flex time scheduling programs and offer external or internal education assistance. Also, they can increase the benefits of the childcare and the family benefits also, and offering them transportation to and from the work, and they can also attract the applicants by paying bonus from employee referrals, and meals and other discounts must be provided to the employees. Hotel can also recruit the retirees, as they can have sound knowledge of the in and out of hotel industry, so that from what the beginners can benefit is that they can have a motivation from the retirees as they are working still in the hotel industry, and they can also have they can also implement some sound knowledge from the retirees also. For example, sometimes many employees leave the organization as they feel they have no way to voice their complaints. So the management should make a point to improve the communication between the employer and the organization. Finally, the management must provide a career path to the employees, and also the job posting, internal job posting, and promotions can make the organization retain the skilled employees.
What we can conclude from the research and the interviews is basically that the hospitality industry's issue of labor shortage does not have a single feasible solution. However, the organization must make some efforts to improve the workforce and the work culture so the staff turnovers can be reduced, and this would attract qualified applicants that are often lost to other industries.